Are you drinking water right now?
Yeah.
Spit that shit out, or else you're gonna knock it all out because you're laughing at the show.
Welcome to the show, guys. So, I was thinking recently, you're familiar with Star Wars, right? A little bit?
Yeah, I know Star Wars.
Little Star Wars? Like,
I know.
what's your favorite? You like the original trilogy? Or?
I like the originals.
I like the newest trilogy.
No, I like yeah, that's it. No, I like the original trilogy. I also like Watto a lot, and I really like Salacious.
Hey, what a bing guy!
And I like Salacious Crumb.
You know what? I couldn't actually.
I like the guys who laugh.
I think that
hard.
those two characters combined is a perfect adaptation of you.
Yeah?
As just a
so?
Dude. just those two guys. Just personality wise.
Obi-Wan.
Man, so
You remind me a lot of what's that one guy?
I want to
be
be
like a big slug.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to be Jabba's servant.
Yeah. No, you look like just Jabba.
You know Jabba's servant, the guy who like whispers into his ear all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like Salacious Crumb. He like lives inside of his folds pretty much. Just pops up to laugh.
Pops up whenever Jabba makes a joke.
You know what? Your mom's a rancor.
A rancor. Yeah, that's funny.
Just kidding.
So
nice
that's a bold move in my house here. So, I was thinking about Star Wars and like the stormtroopers and all that, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And it came to
Never rained.
Never rained.
They never. I always thought that
Not in
they'd be
space.
running into rain.
No, not in space.
There's only fighting in storms.
They don't fight in storms though. They're always running everywhere. Whenever you see them, right? Yeah, they're always running. But you know what? They're always following is that little black mouse thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Little black mouse thing.
Yeah. So like, there's this little black mouse thing on wheels. It's like 4 wheels and it's like black and it's very, very small. Yeah, look it up. And they chase it. And it apparently I used to have this like Star Wars encyclopedia. I get it. I'm a nerd. And apparently the whole idea of that was so that it would guide them. It would lead them to their
this
battle
little
stations.
it looks like a little remote control truck.
Yeah. It's like the equivalent of a Mars rover, but on speed because it's just like zipping down the hallways.
It looks kind of like an Atari 2600.
Well, apparently these guys they would be running after it, and that would be leading them to their battle stations. It's like,
okay,
what if the battery dies on those things? Are the stormtroopers just lost?
Solar panel. Like what? Where do we go now?
Like, what do you do? What happened? Like, are you telling me for real that the stormtroopers didn't know where they were? Like, they didn't have at least the one level planned out?
I think they were just
head?
looking for Luke or Han, and then their orders were to miss their shots.
Are they that
Because they'd
dumb?
shoot and they'd always miss. So it's like, find the guys that are the other guys, but then don't actually shoot them.
You think that was their orders?
Think of how upset though that Darth Vader would have been, or like that the Emperor would be, if they actually like just killed Luke and Han and all. Like, don't they want a hand in it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that up until like the 6th or 5th movie, Darth Vader wants Luke to come to the dark side with him.
Yeah, like they like it's like a big thing.
And
Like
it's
even
like,
the Emperor, like at the end.
yeah,
Like when Darth like tries to like when Darth gets thrown into that hole or whatever.
Darth Sidious gets thrown down the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're all like, they're still trying to recruit him there.
Apparently, he actually survived that.
Oh yeah, I heard.
That's sad.
Man, he's old.
But like, I
mean, he did just fall down a hole.
He did fall down a hole, but he was like also a little bit electrocuted. I thought no, maybe not. Also, he survived electrocution. Like, remember in the 3rd movie when Mace Windu does the lightsaber thing, and then he's shooting it, and the lightsaber deflects it back, and that's why his face gets all scarred and stuff.
Yeah, but it also like, I don't know, man. Like, he's Mr. Electric guy. I'm sure he's pretty good at being electrocuted. No.
You can like conduct electricity in your body.
Think about it this way: you can pee, right? You pee all the time, a couple times a day, right? If you got peed on, you're not gonna die.
It's not gonna die, but
because you're used to peeing. But if you peed on, say, an ant, it would kill the ant. Do ants pee?
Ants. That's a great question. I don't.
Or are ants like chickens, so they just have one hole that's just goop?
Cloaca is what that's called.
Yeah.
But
it makes me think of like a hand puppet. They just have one big hole.
What, you put your hand up there? Have you tried that?
No.
I wouldn't recommend.
I wouldn't. I don't want to be anywhere near that. But that's where my breakfast comes from. So.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. How do they wash the eggs? You think they're just like all brown when they come out, and they just scrub them white?
Yeah, well, that's why some of them are brown and some of them are white. It's depending on the organicness of the eggs. You know what, though? Just going back to Star Wars quick.
There's always one messenger guy in the great movies, just like in like Worm Tongue.
Worm Tongue?
In Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings?
And then that one worm guy with the weird head in
You're not
Star
welcome
Wars.
here, Gandalf the Grey.
So this actually kind of goes into my next thing a little bit, which is like interpreters. You know, like he's always like whispering into his ear and like telling him stuff. So I was thinking about like what if we were like interpreters, but we just like didn't speak the language we were supposed to be interpreting, like, and we pretend to understand, and we'd like nod and stuff.
Dude,
say it in English.
There is legit, and you can find compilations of it online, and it's awful, but it is hilarious. There are multiple people who've somehow gotten hired to be a sign language interpreter.
I've seen the sign
national
language
news,
ones, dude. Yeah,
and they do not know what they're doing. They're just like
just
like,
dancing
doing
around,
a little dance, and then like you see them like literally just making like gang signs and stuff. And it happens so often. It's like, did you not like look at their resume? Did you not call their reference?
It's probably tough to find people that can do that.
But I mean, I don't know. Lots of people speak sign language, and it's like sign language is one language across the world. Like there's like one standard ASL.
It's like oh my gosh, IPA, like the internet, International Phonetic Alphabet.
Yeah.
But like what I'm talking about more is just like verbal, you know. And how funny it would be if like you were like mediating two like prime ministers or something, and then the guy's like, "Welcome."
Oh, like a translator.
Yeah, like a translator, interpreter. Oh, I guess
interpreter, translator.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah,
and so the guy like says like "Welcome," and then like you just like whisper over like,
and he said,
at the prime minister like. He says, "F you," or just something like, man, you can start a war, man.
Like, you know what though? But you might be able to solve a war too.
At the same
time, because if you let's think about it this way, okay? It's World War II.
Yeah.
Okay? And you are we got what was the British guy? Winston
Churchill?
Winston Churchill.
Bad guy.
Who was that?
Not a great guy.
Who was that German guy? What's his name?
Adolf
Edelweiss?
Edelweiss, I think.
Edelweiss, okay? So you got Winston Churchill and Edelweiss.
Yeah.
And then you got one guy who's interpreting the English, right? We'll call him Heinrich Heimner. Heinrich. We'll say that he's for some reason the interpreter.
Sure.
And he listens to Churchill, and then he turns over to Hitler, and he's like, he said that you know, this or that, and he makes up all this stuff, and he could end the war.
He could end the war.
On a false deal, because he could be like, he says that right now there's 50,000 tanks and 4,000 of these new nuclear bombs currently aimed at Berlin. Says they're currently aimed at Berlin, and the only thing that we could do to stop it is if you step down from your post and let someone else in. And he's like, oh my gosh. Oh no. Right.
Meanwhile, he just said like, so when should we start the meeting?
Yeah. So I mean, like, I feel like that's actually a good thing to have.
You know, maybe that it's like a game of broken telephone, but in the professional world.
Like, what happened to broken telephone?
Well, we graduated from kindergarten. Is what happened.
You know what? I never had a kindergarten graduation.
You were sick, weren't you?
No.
What, you just didn't graduate?
No, our school wasn't dumb and didn't do a kindergarten graduation.
Oh, man.
Dude, you're in kindergarten for 2 years.
Yeah, it's
and
huge.
you're going to need a graduation?
Man, we had Kool-Aid and like snacks and stuff. It was great.
That just shows the pedigree of the school you were at.
We had like painting days. We had a day with face paint and stuff. It was great.
Man, my kindergarten.
Water balloon fights.
What?
Yeah,
man,
awesome.
I must have just went to a poor school because we were just like, oh, it's your last day of school. Go to summer. You're in grade 1 now.
Go to summer.
Yeah, and you're in grade 1 now. And then also like, I was the first, like, I don't even know if they do this still, but my school was being piloted for all day kindergarten. So like all day, every day kindergarten.
What a terrible idea.
So it was like literally like you're basically in grade 1 now, but you're doing kindergarten stuff every day. So like there was 2 classes of junior kindergartners
Yeah.
that would switch out every day, and then I'm over here in senior kindergarten,
Ooh.
and I'm there every single day.
Ooh.
So I'd be like, is this an A class or a B class? Like, you know, is my friend...
Man, if I didn't get
this
my
guy gonna
nap
be
in
here or
at
that
like
guy?
12 p.m.
We'd still have naps.
Okay,
We'd still have naps, but we were there all day, and we were there every day. Instead of having half days and stuff like that.
It's easier for the parents probably, but for the kids, it's just like, why? I just want to play with my truck at home, you know?
Yeah, man.
I just want
Dude,
to...
I remember me and my friend...
Hot Wheels.
Me and my friend in kindergarten, we would have our nap time next to the dinosaur bin.
Oh,
right?
so you weren't napping.
So we'd look at the teacher, and we'd like look at each other and be like, yeah, coast is clear. And then we'd very slowly open up like the dinosaur toys, and then like
Playing.
and then she's just like reading a book. Like she's probably reading 50 Shades of Grey or something now.
Oh, nice.
That's probably what the teacher's reading now.
Yep.
And we're just like
trying to be quiet.
just like looking up, and then like she comes by.
Then you pull the covers over. That's hilarious, man. That's so funny. I
Yeah.
always used to like snack time because they would give us like interesting snacks. They once gave us.
They gave
raw
you
zucchini.
snacks?
Yeah.
We didn't. No one gave us
Yeah,
snacks.
man. It was awesome.
We had to provide our own snacks.
They'd come around with like zucchini slices and hummus.
There was always a kid that
I
had.
hated
Like,
hummus
do you
as a
remember those
kid.
kids that always had like earwigs in their lunch?
What?
No, like you know the bugs, like the
Yeah, the
earwig bugs with the
bugs?
little
What? That's
pincers.
gross.
Like no, they like lunch boxes, so they find their way in. And it happened to me. It happened to me like once or
That's
twice.
nasty,
but like
dude.
I remember like at a certain age, like there was always some kid that had an earwig in their lunch.
That's nasty, dude.
So
What
I
the-
definitely just went to a super poor school.
Bro, what the hell? That's so gross. Why would you? How would
Well, you
that
didn't
even
eat
happen?
them.
Well, I know, but like, how would that even?
They just like being in there.
How
man.
would that
I don't
even
know.
happen? Like, why would you allow that?
Allow it.
Or, like, do you wipe out the? Like, I'm
You're
I'm
not
shook.
supposed to have them there. You open them up and you're like, ah.
I'm just shook. Like, how does that? How do you even get them in there? Like, do you
Well,
just put
they
it on
get
the
in
ground?
there.
Do you
I
just
don't
like
know.
you just sit it on the ground and be like, yeah, this is fine.
I don't know, man.
Like,
There are a couple kids who grew up on farms. Maybe that's why there's bugs on
bringing
farms.
the earwigs from farms. I always was terrified of earwigs because I thought they would crawl in your ears. And,
Yeah,
and you would die.
terrible name.
Awful. name.
Terrible, awful name.
If you want to cultivate a society where kids aren't afraid of bugs, maybe try naming them like Poofy Bum Bum,
Yeah.
or something like
or
that.
like Smash Me Please. Right? So you can smash
yes, yeah.
man.
The other, yes. So, but like naming
man.
something earwig or like just centipede is just gross. You just think of the crawlies. It's gross.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't
Terrifying.
like scared of bugs
I was
because I wasn't 4 years old. When I was 4, I was 5.
when I was
Yeah.
4. back when I was 4, I was really 5. So.
Man, if you going back thinking about all the grades in elementary school, which one would you have failed?
All the grades?
Yeah. Like
Probably
like,
grade 4.
Grade 3 is like when I started doing cursive,
Mhm.
and that's also when you're doing like slightly more
Yeah.
involved math. So you
I-
think you'd fail grade 4 because you didn't get cursive?
So
good
grade
enough,
4
or-
is when we started long division, and I just never got it. Never ever got it.
I didn't properly learn how to do long division until my father taught me how, and like we were in grade 9, and everyone from my school was like, no one taught us how to do long division, and our teacher like had to stop a whole lesson to just teach the kids from my school how to do long division.
That's tough. Like long division is.
I mean,
is-
again, maybe I went to a really bad school.
I-
Earwigs and lunches, no kindergarten graduation,
no kindergarten graduation.
friggin'
That's the real crime.
no one knew long
kindergarten
division.
graduation. Man. Watched,
seen,
listened,
heard.
past tense.
That's because that's what this show was to you now.
You
You listened and you liked
And
it.
now
Now
you
you're going to
rate.
rate it.
the rating the show.